And it's a little late today because I relied on my phone and my alarm wasn't working, and I was on vacation, so I didn't set my alarm for the past 3 days, and found out it wasn't working this morning. So I started making videos probably 2-3 years ago for when I was gone, because I didn't want to lose instructional days. So I'd make videos on what my kids were supposed to learn, and they got Chromebooks, so they would watch a video of me teaching in class that day. And then I got feedback from my students, and they said that they wanted more videos. They really liked them because they could go at their own pace. I teach math, by the way. And so I started making videos, and I had them watch them in class. And they liked it. They liked working by themselves, or they liked working with a neighbor, and just kind of going through it at their own pace. But then I said, well, this isn't really doing much. It's just the same as me teaching. So I said, well, I worked on over the summer making videos for all of my sections. So I have them all here. Like, here's chapter 6, and I have all of my videos here, and I have these little check-in quizzes. So I was trying to figure out a way to keep the students accountable for actually watching the videos, because I was like, well, they could just watch the videos, or they could not, they could come to class unprepared. So then I started making check-in videos. I quickly learned last year in chapter 6, the first chapter that I teach in my higher algebra course, that a lot of the students weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. And so if you can see here, there's no completion here, versus in chapter 9 I finally figured it out. I started doing completion. So then I did kind of what Chris did. I made it so that students had to actually score 2 out of 2 on my check-in. So I started building these question banks with questions that are like from their homework, and then I would assign them 2 random questions, and they had to get them right in order to unlock the next video. So if they didn't get it right, they would have to see me in class the next day. So that was really helpful. Basically, I just added 8 questions in a question bank, and it was really easy to do this. And then it pulls 2 questions. They have to get both of them right in order to go on. And then they would see me in class if they didn't get that correct. So then it just kind of allowed me to kind of see which kids are getting it, which kids aren't getting it. So that's kind of what I did. And then I found out that students wanted me to go over questions from the video at the beginning of class, which I found really odd, because I'm like, I just showed you a video, and they just wanted some kind of just like confirmation that they got it, even after the check-in quiz. So then about a month or 2 into the school year, I started doing some sample problems, just a little discussion where I did a little Q&A. I kind of quizzed them. I asked them what the main vocabulary terms were, and the students really, really liked that, because after quarter 1, I gave them a little survey just to kind of ask them, because I was new to this whole process, and that was one of the biggest things. So they really liked that. And then after I talked to them, then they could just work on their work, and I found a lot of students really liked it. So the main thing that I was looking at results, and because I was wondering, how is this actually impacting my kids? Is it actually working or not? So I took a look at my students' MCA from 7th grade. So I teach 8th grade, and I just looked at the class that I taught and the kids, with how well they were doing. And I noticed that 5 out of 27 exceeded in one class, 8 out of 25 in another class. So it was 13 out of 52, which is 25% like exceeded on the MCA, which is an okay amount. And then I just kind of noticed, I took the preliminary MCA results, and 33 out of 52 of my kids exceeded. So I had 40% kids in the class not exceeding, now exceeding in math. And I thought that was pretty significant. So I don't know if it's the videos or not, but I think just flipping the whole class is making a difference, because kids can kind of learn at their own pace. They get what they want out of it. If they want to go back, they can go back. If they're gone and they know they're going to be gone, they're like, what are we going to be working on? Tell them what they're going to be working on. They know the video's already there, so they can just go on Schoology. They can work ahead and stay caught up, which is probably the best thing about them, because you guys all know in math classes, if you miss a section, good luck doing the next section, and it just snowballs and it just gets worse and worse. And once you fall behind in algebra, it's so hard to catch up. So, sorry if I rambled a little bit. Do you guys have any questions for me?
I'm just going to add that I had the opportunity to interview two of Ben's students earlier this year. Just asked them a series of questions what they thought about the